All right. The big day. Inauguration Day. The day Donald Trump becomes president of these here United States. Aren't we excited? I got to tell you this. I just feel compelled to say this. All right. What's going on right now? What's happening? Well, I think like the inauguration is supposed to take place in like about half an hour or so, give or take. And I should probably turn that on and stream that into my face, that happening, that historical event. As if every inauguration is not an historical event. I mean, come on. Are you thinking, oh, wow, this is a once, like, unique historical event, like an earthquake or something. Like as if it doesn't happen every 4 years in this country. Somebody is sworn in as president. And today, another one. Just another guy. I know, you're saying, it's Trump. It's not just another guy. That's true. He's a unique, individual character person. And for good or bad, over 60 million people voted for the guy. Now, if you consider that over 60 million people voted for that cunt, too, as well, then you put that together, that's like, what? Like, over 120 million people? Voted for these two lunatics. Oh, gee whiz. That's just scary. Not that he won so much, and not that she lost. Thank God. I use that word "God" as a word, as a term of speech. Figure of speech, because atheist. Duh. Anyway, over 120 million people are fucking insane. Sorry, but it's rather obvious. All right, and it's scary because these people actually went, vote pink, push the button or whatever for Donald Trump or Hillary. I mean, that's just fucking scary. And, the odds are, how many people is that? Let's just say round it off to 120 million. And let's just round it off to 320 million people in a country. All right. Now, I'm not... Maybe some of those people aren't eligible to vote. Like, they might be, 2 years old. Or they might be, aliens. And I don't mean Martians. So what we have is a case of 120 million plus people out of 320. So let's just kind of roughly round that out to say 1 in 3 people. Think about that. Roughly 1 in 3 human beings in America are fucking insane. Now, people like to use the word stupid and idiot and stuff on the internet. The people are always saying that. They're like, you're an idiot. You're stupid. Well, we can't all be stupid, can we? People call me stupid and call me an idiot. And what the fuck? But I'm not stupid. Now, granted, I may have, at some point in my life, done something stupid. Now, I'm thinking of at least 2 or 3 things right now. One thing I did. Yep, I did that. It was stupid. I did a stupid thing. I did it. I mean, it wasn't like a crime or anything. I'm just saying my personal thoughts on what I did. That is that I shouldn't have done that. I'm smarter than that. I'm a better guy than that. I'm not a. I was a jerk, and I shouldn't have been a jerk because I just don't want to be a jerk. And I don't want to be known as a jerk. I don't want to be seen in the eyes of humanity as a jerk. I don't want to look in the mirror and see a jerk. I just don't want that. I'd be like, like people that are like presidents and stuff that are like, a president looks in the mirror and he sees a genocidal fucking maniac. And how does that work? I mean, how does he live with himself? How does he look in the mirror at himself, knowing that he's responsible for murdering like 1 million people or something like that? Seriously, like George Bush. How could this man live with himself? Any of the George Bushes. I mean, any of them. How can they live with themselves knowing what they've done? If they don't know what they've done, there's a clue. I am living in denial of my own evilness. I'm just going to refuse to admit that I am a fucking lunatic or disgusting slime ball piece of shit. But anyway, let's talk about me. After all, I am a narcissist, right? Oh, people call me that. To which I respond, so? There's a problem there? I don't have a problem with that. How can you live with yourself? Well, for one thing, I can admit that, possibly I am a narcissist. Among other things. Some days I even say, gee, I'm a fucking genius. Or at least brilliant. Yeah, some days I'm brilliant. Well, aren't you just full of yourself? I'd rather be full of me than you be inside of... I was going to say something. I'd rather be full of me than full of shit, like some people I know. All right, so I don't... Here's the thing. 1 in 3 people in this country are obviously just not very bright. Or they're just crazy, insane. Seriously. Scary insane. Now, you know what? Sometimes people, I even say it. I don't even know what other people say it, but I can imagine there are 2 or 3 people in the world that might say to, about me, that guy is crazy sane. Crazy sane. Well, how can you be crazy and sane at the same time? Because I've been known to, by maybe nobody in the whole world knows that I did something stupid, but I know I did it, and it was a stupid thing. Like in the realm of being a jerk. I was a jerk, and I admit it. And I have admitted it now in public. Like right here, now, and other times in my life. I have actually posted to the internet, like, at some point in my life, I did a stupid thing. I will not, however, admit to, confess to, or reveal that I ever committed a crime. Because to my knowledge and recollection, and my memory's still fairly good, not to my recollection, I have never in my life told a lie. Now I know some picky person's going to say, you told a lie of omission. Which means what? Which means you didn't tell a lie. Or you didn't tell the truth. Like, you mean I told a lie by not telling a lie? Or I told a lie by not telling the truth? So if I just stand mute, like not say anything at all, I'm telling a lie. Well, then, I guess there are a lot of people guilty of that one. But if you think about it, that's probably not very logical. And if anything, I am about the logic. If you're going to call me an idiot and call me stupid, I might have to say, yeah. Sometimes I have done, on occasion, rare occasions to be sure, on a very rare occasion, I have done something that I consider stupid. But not enough stupidness in my life, from my originating from me, to actually claim that I am actually a stupid person. I'm a good, smart, decent human being, civilized. Even though I do rant from time to time, I actually might include a little rant in this episode of the radio show. But I'm not stupid. And just for good measure, just for those folks that might have any doubts, I'm not just some guy. And I remember back in the old days, when I was younger, it was like almost like some sort of philosophy or maxim or platitude, or maybe it was just a thought and a saying, a belief that went something like this: you're unique. Everybody is unique. Every human being is an individual and a unique, special person. And I think probably one of the problems with that is that they started calling retarded people special, and gifted. No, I'm gifted. But people started thinking, oh, gifted, that means you're retarded. You're special, like in not particularly special. Yeah, I know. Back when I was in college, we had the thing. The hippie thing was going on, and we were saying, like, hey, man, that's cool, meaning it was hot. Or we even said things like, that's awesome, meaning it was probably just ordinary, but we liked it. I've had some awesome sex in my life, but you know what? In the end, when it comes right down to it, it was just another sex thing. I'm not sure it was awesome at all. It was just not particularly any better than the last time before that or the time after that. It was just, an act of sexual pleasure. I guess you could say maybe it was awesome in the sense that, I actually knocked the girl up and she got, she was pregnant and she had a baby, and wow, I'm a dad. I got a son. Oh, by the way, mentioning that, all of my sons, and I had 3 of them, all of them were wanted. At some point when we realized that we were going to have a child together, a mother and a father, and I said, I'm assuming here, okay, I'm taking a leap of faith, I've got 3 sons that I fathered, but was deprived of daddying or being the father of, or raising, or being a contributing parent to 2 of those sons because the crazy lunatic woman turned them against me. And I'm not whining here, I'm just saying that's a fact that she did. And I don't hate her. Seriously, that would be silly. But I'm just very disappointed in her at this point. And we're talking over 20 years now that I've been disappointed in this woman. Very bad thing. She did something really stupid, and she's never apologized for it or corrected it or done anything to, eliminate her guilt for having stolen me, robbed me of my children, and deprived me of my children. And that's like alienation of affection. Now, alienation of affection. You follow me? Alienation of affection. You know what? I don't think you have to be a genius to figure out, in my case, in this situation, me talking about my life and the events that occurred in my life for reals, I don't have any doubt that the woman did something stupid there and has not faced up to it. Did I do something bad? Did I do something wrong? Was I a jerk? It's a possibility. But not necessarily. To be fair, the mother of my two sons was, she had some problems. Okay? I mean, I'm trying to be fair, and she did have some emotional or mental problems. And I felt bad for her then, and I feel bad for her now that she had those problems. And I hope she's gotten over those problems. Apparently not, since she hasn't, called me on the phone and said, I'm sorry, I treated you like shit, and forgive me. and now I'm going to do everything I can to fix the damage that I caused to you and to my own children, which she did, by depriving them of a father. And this stuff, and I can just imagine it in my mind, her and my children saying things like, we were abandoned by our dad, and our dad was a deadbeat dad. And, I can imagine that happening, them saying that. I'm imagining this, because it's a very possible scenario. They could very well say that. I don't know. I've never heard of them saying it, but and they certainly never said it to my face. Well, not really. She kind of implied it quite a bit back in the day, which was a stupid thing for her to say. So anyway, there are stupid people, and they do stupid things. And then there are people that are not stupid, that actually, on occasion, just have a lapse of intellect and just do something stupid or say something stupid. That's not particularly scary unless you're that person and you keep doing it day after day after day throughout your whole life. And in the Great Judgment Day, and I'm not talking about Jesus and God and pearly gates and all that crap. I'm talking about in the Judgment Day of the smorgasbord of hemispheric thoughts that might occur somewhere in the imaginary, fabricated realm of consciousness. Well, it might not be fabricated after all. Okay, so that might have been a stupid thing for me to say just now. All right. So what I'm saying is, shit happens. All right. So what I wanted to say is, we have 1 in 3 people voted for those two people in America. 1 in 3 of American, people. That's just crazy. I mean, why would they do that? I wouldn't do that. I mean, does that tell you what kind of people are voting in this country? That there are 1 in 3 people in this country, and I know of the 3, some of them are not going to vote because they're 4 years old, or they're in a mental institution because they're wacko, or they're in a coma. That if you're going to say 320 million people live in this country, then I'm guessing you're going to count the old guys, and the retired people, and maybe people in a rest home. And possibly people in an institution, in a coma. So if you eliminate, process of elimination, take 320 million people and then say 20 million people are not old enough to even grasp the concept of voting, or who have passed that borderline between being, I'm alive and I'm conscious and my brain works, to I'm in a coma, or I'm senile, or have Alzheimer's or something. Eliminate those from the equation, and let's just bring it down to an even 300 million people. And then eliminate from that, people are like stupid. No, I'm sorry, you can't eliminate them because they actually voted. Some of them. A lot of them, apparently. 300 million people. And then we have over 120 million people voting for, one, a lunatic, and on the other hand, a murdering, lying, treasonous, guilty of crimes against humanity, piece of shit, cunt, puke, bitch. Bad words. I have no good words for Hillary. Sorry. I can't think of one good thing to say about Hillary Clinton. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Now, I'm not going to get into that. Oh, she's got the email thing going there. I don't really care about that. Nobody seems to be pointing out that, Hillary, you're running for president, and, we know now she lost, but she might have won the popular vote, whatever the fuck that means. But the fact of the matter is, she's not going to be president today. It's not going to happen. What is going to happen is, hopefully, she dies in her sleep. Or just rots from the inside out, because that's how disgusting she is. Now, maybe, like some people, they just listen to news and, like mainstream media or like CNN or whatever, Fox News, and they're like, or they listen to other. By the way, these people, they run around and they say things like, the liberal media, the left-wing media or whatever. I'm thinking maybe that's just not true. I'm thinking probably it's just the opposite. Okay? So, and that just shows how stupid people are. Yeah, them damn leftists in the media. Excuse me, I can only think of one. I can think of one. Well, I could probably think of more than one, but I can think of one leftist right now. And I'm not saying anything bad about this person, because I think she is a good person and means well. And she does good work as a journalist or as a reporter of news events and so on. And her name is Amy. Oh, shit. One of those senior moments. Amy something. Amy. Anyway, she's on Democracy Now! Amy. Seriously, I can't remember her last name. I knew it like about 5 minutes ago. It's in there somewhere. But just if you know anyone that is a journalist type person and reports the news in various events around America and so on, and she works for she's like Democracy Now!, then you know that her name is Amy, and you know who I'm talking about. I keep trying to say Schumer, Amy Schumer, but that's not it. That's not even close. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Now, you want to talk about liberal media, which is basically saying socialist. That would be Amy. Because Amy is fairly obvious in her leanings towards the left. But to be fair, I like her. As a personality that I know of. I don't know her personally. I haven't slept with her or, kissed her cheeks or stuck my finger in her twat or anything. She's not that kind of acquaintance. I haven't done that. Would I? Probably not. Not to say that Amy is ugly. I'm not saying it. I'm not even hinting that. I don't even know how I brought that up. Just forget I said that. Anything about that. Oh, I'm just crude and rude, aren't I? You're crude. Yeah, well, deal with it. So anyhow, what I'm saying is you got to, but 1 out of 3 people in America voted. That's just insane and scary and stupid. I mean, you could have voted for somebody else. Like, yeah, anybody. You could just wrote in like Ron Paul or Noam Chomsky or something. Or yourself, like I often do when I'm voting. I don't like any of these guys. I'm just going to vote for myself. I might win with 1 vote. No, but symbolically speaking, I win because I refuse to vote for a fucking lunatic or asshole or traitor or lying, murdering bastard. Speaking of George Bush. Oh, there's Obama. Gone. And good riddance. Why is this man not being arrested? Because we don't arrest our political opposition. Yeah, but we arrest traitors and criminals and murderers. Duh. What the fuck's wrong with you people? So anyway, you got these people like on one side like, oh, I think that's terrible. And then you got people on the other side, oh, I think that's terrible. And you're fighting and arguing with each other and you're bickering and shit on the internet a lot. It's like yada 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 yada. Bicker. You're an idiot. Yeah, you're an idiot. No, you're an idiot. No, you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. It's just total fucking bullshit. Stop it. Just fucking stop it. Basically, you're doing exactly what the mind benders and the elitists, the controllers of the world want you to do. They're trying to pit you against me by creating stupid delusions and making you hysterical, so that you'll be fighting with me, a good guy who hasn't done anything bad, wrong, or anything stupid for quite a while. I mean, I haven't done anything stupid for a long time, but I've never done anything criminal. I've never committed a crime, or unlawful, as it were. Like murder. In fact, I wouldn't even go into the U.S. military back, over 40 years ago, simply because I'm not going to participate in, genocide. I'm not going to be a party to treason or criminal acts against humanity. I'm not going to murder people. It's just not going to happen. So, fuck you, draft board. And, that's a story there, which I'll get into sometime, but, I was started to sound like a choo-choo train there. I was drafted like 2 or 3 times. Had a couple physicals. And I did, at some point, get deferments. You're a draft dodger. I really hate it when stupid people say that. I mean, I would say intelligent people say that, but they don't. Because intelligent people wouldn't say such stupid shit. Hey, you're a draft dodger. No, I wasn't dodging anything. I told the draft board straight out, right to their face. Yeah, fuck you. I'm not doing this. Not going to happen. And you got a problem with that? Kiss my ass. Drop dead. I even tried to explain it to him. I told him, I'm filing here, registering as a conscientious objector. In other words, my conscience will not allow me to be a part of your crimes against humanity. And besides, slavery is illegal. Involuntary servitude. That means I'm not serving in the military because it's involuntary. And that's a crime for them to do that to me or anyone else. And I just boggles my mind because even now, 45 years or so later, like I say things like that and they're like, people like, huh? I'm sorry, but the truth is the truth. You know what I mean? It's just insane. The truth is the truth. Like this guy is up. No matter what you're, if you're standing on your head, got your head stuck in the sand and your feet straight up in the air, and you point, in any direction, you've got to admit, if you're like, if you're conscious, if you're not like in a fucking coma, if you're not like a fucking lunatic or retard, you're gonna like, oh, the sky is up, which happens to be beyond my feet, which is pointing up in the air, and my head is pointing down in the sand, living in denial. So the point is, the sky's up. That's just true. All right. So what I'm saying is they're pitting people against each other in America. Like, I got the two sides, and they're bicker on the internet and on Facebook and different things. They're like, what's wrong with you people? Don't you get it? They're playing you like fucking stupid. I mean, they're just playing you. And you're going along with it. You're like, you dumb fuck. They're duping you, and you're just being duped, and you're not even going to admit that? Yeah, I believe this is so. Well, you're wrong. Because it's not so. And it's never been so. And you believe it. And you're like, that's not smart. Because smart people don't believe stupid shit. I know. Somebody out there is going to say, I know a guy that's smart and he does stupid shit. Like I said, I have done an occasional act of stupidity. Or said something that only a stupid person might say. And I admit it, and I confess to it, and I feel badly about that. And I'm like, damn, I'm ashamed of myself because I said that stupid shit. But to be able to, like, I'm just fucking totally fucking stupid, and my whole life is stupid, and everything I've ever done is stupid, and no, I'm not going there. No, I'm not. I didn't. No. That'd be like saying, George Bush actually went out in the world every single day of his life and put a gun in someone's face and blew their brains out. Well, he didn't. Not that I know of. I mean, that sort of thing would have been known, wouldn't it? If he had done that, we would have heard about it, right? I'm assuming. However, George W. Bush, murdering bastard. Oh yeah, 9/11. I'm not saying inside job, but I'm saying something freaky about that. And it ain't what the government says it is. I guarantee you. So don't be stupid and believe the government bullshit. Jet fuel does not melt iron beams. Sorry, just doesn't happen. Certainly doesn't cut them off like they were sheared with a fucking knife. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just no. I believe it. No, don't believe it. I don't care. Just don't be stupid. So anyway, Donald Trump is probably standing there in front of and going to be I should look that up, shouldn't I? Let's see if we can find that. I'm going to, they're talking about the protests in Washington today. I'm going to X out of that, and I'll get back to it later. I should find that, shouldn't I? It's a historical event. I should watch that. I'm looking for it. Where do you find such a thing? Anyway, where is... Alright, let's just see if we can find it. No, I don't have tuberculosis. All right, let's see it. Show me. Live streaming. That's it. Dun, 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 dun. All right, do we have it? Do we have it? Hurry up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's getting late. Come on. Let's go. It's not working. The internet's slow, or my computer's slow. Hello. Here we are. Oh, the live streaming is fucking good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect of the United States, Donald John Trump.
Signature move right there from Donald Trump. Thumbs up. Thank yous for the crowd. You just want to study every face today. President taking his time, taking in the moment. This for his wife.
He's J. Trump.
Handshake for the man who succeeds. Wave to the crowd and make sure back. About 800,000 people expected today. Some difficulties with security early on, but the crowd is there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the Joint Congressional Committee for Inaugural Ceremonies, the Honorable Roy Blunt.
Thank you all. If you have a seat, you can sit
You getting
down.
this?
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Mr. President-elect, Mr. Vice President-elect, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inauguration of the 45th President of the United States of America. Today, the legislative, the executive, the judicial branches of our constitutional government come together for the 58th inauguration of the President of the United States. Millions of people all over the world will watch and will listen to this event.
Isn't this interesting?
36 years ago at his first inauguration, it was also the first inauguration on this side of the Capitol, President Ronald Reagan said that what we do here is both commonplace and miraculous. Commonplace every 4 years since 1789, when President George Washington took this exact same oath. Miraculous because we've done it every 4 years since 1789, and the example it sets for democracies everywhere. Washington believed the inauguration of the second president would be more important than the inauguration of the first. Many people had taken control of a government up until then, but few people had ever turned that control willingly over to anyone else. And as important as the transfer of the first transfer of power was, many historians believe that the next election was even more important. When in 1801, one group of people, arguably for the first time ever in history, willingly, if not enthusiastically, gave control of the government to people they believed had a dramatically different view of what the government would, should, and could do. After that election that actually discovered a flaw in the Constitution itself, which was remedied by the 12th Amendment, Thomas Jefferson, at that inauguration, beyond the chaos of the election that had just passed, said, "We are all Republicans, we are all Federalists." After 4 years of civil war, Lincoln's second inaugural speech tried to find reason for the continued war when he pointed out that both sides prayed to the same God. He'd earlier written about those fervent prayers that one side must be and both sides may be wrong. But in 1865, he looked to the future, and the memorable moment in that speech was with malice toward none and charity for all. In the middle of the Depression, the country was told that the only thing we had to fear was fear itself. And President Kennedy talked about the obligation in democracy to country. The great question that day was, ask what you can do for your country. So we come to this place again, commonplace and miraculous, a national moment of celebration, but not a celebration of victory, a celebration of democracy. And as we begin that celebration, I call on His Eminence Timothy Michael Cardinal Dolan, Reverend Dr. Samuel Rodriguez, and Pastor Paula White Kane to provide readings and the invocation.
The prayer of King Solomon from the Book of Wisdom. Let us pray. God of our ancestors and Lord of mercy, you have made all things, and in your providence have charged us to rule the creatures produced by you, to govern the world in holiness and righteousness, and to render judgment with integrity of heart.
Outrageous.
Give us wisdom, for we are your servants, weak and short-lived, lacking in comprehension of judgment and of laws. Indeed, though one might be perfect among mortals, if wisdom which comes from you be lacking, we count for nothing. Now with you is wisdom, who knows your will and was there when you made the world, who understands what is pleasing in your eyes, what is conformable with your commands.
What a bunch of shit.
Send her forth from your holy heavens,
from
your glorious
You're getting commentary on this one.
that she may be with us and work with us, that we may grasp what is pleasing to you. For she knows and understands all things.
All right, shut
and
up
will
already.
guide us prudently in our affairs and safeguard us by her glory. Amen.
From the Gospel of Matthew, the 5th chapter.
Oh, another one.
God blesses those who are poor and realize their need for Him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. God blesses those who mourn, for they will be comforted.
Who did this?
God blesses those who are humble, for they will inherit the earth. God blesses those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied. God blesses those who are merciful, for they will be shown mercy. He blesses those who are pure in heart, for they will see God.
I wish you could see the video.
God blesses those who work for peace.
Maybe you're watching it somewhere.
For they will be called children of God.
This is recorded.
God blesses those who are persecuted for doing right, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. And God blesses you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you because you are my followers. For you are the light of the world, like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and then puts it under a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on its stand where it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your good deeds shine out for all to see, that everyone will praise your heavenly Father.
These people standing there are not believers. Sorry, trust me, they're not.
We come to you, Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, with grateful hearts, thanking you for this great country that you have decreed to your people.
End of my time on this episode.
We acknowledge we are a blessed nation with a rich history of faith and fortitude, with a future that is filled with promise and purpose. We recognize that every good